It's been a hot minute since we played some Single Strike, and that changes today. Hey everybody, Nick from 9Card TCG, and today we're playing Single Strike because it's been a little while, and if I'm being honest, I kind of miss it. I don't think I'm ready to fully move on for it. We'll talk about its place in the meta, why it may or may not be a good choice, and then we'll play a couple of games. But before we get into that, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, leave a like and a comment. All that kind of stuff tells YouTube this is a good channel, and other people should well, I guess now. If you're in the market for some TCG accessories, I'm now affiliated with Dragon Shield, which means you can use the link in the video description to get some Dragon Shield matte sleeves. They're the only ones I use. You show up to regionals looking and feeling like a pro. And if you want to support the channel in a little bit more of a direct manner, there's a button to become a YouTube member. You get some exclusive perks like exclusive videos and priority in streams when we play games together, and some other stuff. So if you want to do that, that's super cool, but there's of course zero expectation for anyone to become a member ever. Just you watching is enough for me. Now, with all that out of the way, let's pop over to PTCGO so we can take a look at Single Strike. Single Strike Urshifu is the deck that I know the best, and it's the one that I really like to play. One of the reasons that it's such a good deck is because of its dual type nature. It has a dark type in Umbreon V and VMAX, and it has a fighting type in Urshifu V and VMAX, and both of those typings are really useful. You have your dark types to handle things like Mew, Shadow Rider, Dragapult if you were to encounter those random psychic types, and then you also have the Urshifu line to deal with things like Gengar, Jolteon, and of course now Arceus VStar. So you're able to take one-shots on a lot of the stuff in the format. Also, Single Strike Urshifu VMAX has the Gmax 1 blow attack, which can one-shot Duraludon VMAX even if the ability Skyscraper is active. So this deck does not run Path to the Peak because we do use Crobat, Lumineon, and Umbreon VMAX's abilities. So we don't run Path to the Peak, we actually run Tower of Darkness for a little bit of consistency, which means Pokemon with special energy cannot damage Duraludon VMAX. Well, we have Single Strike Urshifu VMAX, which completely ignores the ability Skyscraper and can still take a knockout even if our opponent has a big charm attached, because we can do 360 damage. I don't want to say easily, but honestly not that difficult to do. You get a couple of Single Strike energies on there, slap a Choice Belt, and you are in business. We do have Umbreon's ability, we mentioned it briefly, Dark Signal. When you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may choose a Pokemon on your opponent's bench and move it to the active, which means we can take out a Duraludon V before it becomes a Duraludon VMAX. We can take out an Arceus V before it becomes an Arceus VStar. We can make plays, right? We can't target a Mew or any Pokemon with a Fusion Strike energy on it, but that's a different story. But for the most part, we can start using this as a boss's orders so that we can bring something into the active, and then we can still play our research or Piers, whatever supporter we need that turn, so we can dig through our deck to find things like Evolution Incense, Ultra Balls, our Houndooms, Urn of Vitalities, all these really important cards so that we can implement Single Strike's strategy. The deck is pretty simple, right? The plan is to get a V into the active and bench as many Houndours as we can so we can evolve them into Houndoom with the Single Strike Roar ability. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a Single Strike energy and attach it to one of your Single Strike Pokemon. If you do attach an energy in this way, that Pokemon takes 20 damage. So we go ahead, we have a Pokemon in the active, we get a bunch of Houndooms, we use Single Strike Roar so that we can get energies onto our Pokemon and start attacking. We have Single Strike Energy, which counts as an either Dark or Fighting type energy, your choice, and the attacks of the Pokemon this card is attached to deal 20 more damage. Your Gmax 1 blow can go from 270 to 330, that's how we're knocking out Duraludon VMAX. Slap a Choice Belt on there, your attacks from your active Pokemon do 30 more damage to your opponent's active V Pokemon, that's how we hit that 360 mark. It's just a really simple loop. What makes it challenging is that we really kind of need a lot of Houndours at the beginning. We don't want to see our Urn of Vitalities, which get Single Strike energy from the discard back into the deck. We do not want to see these very often. We actually don't even really want to see a lot of Single Strike energies in our hand because we want to be able to use Houndoom to accelerate multiple energies per turn so that we can just attach a fighting or capture energy, maybe attach one if we need. But if you just start your hand with 3 energies, well, then you can't even use Houndoom unless you or your opponent play a Marnie or something like that, or you discard them and then earn them, and now you're just kind of wasting resources. So there's kind of a lot of things that can go wrong with this deck, which is why, even though it has a ton of strengths on paper, it isn't always the most consistent. Part of that problem is you might not draw into your Houndours or your Houndooms, or you might draw too many urns, or not enough, or you might draw too many energy, or not enough, or the wrong kind of energy. You know, if I'm constantly drawing into my single strike energies, I can't search them, which means I can't get multiple energies in play, and 4 energies for Gmax 1 Blow is a lot. Even 3 energies to do 100 damage, yeah, we can bump it up with single strike energy, but still, 3 energy is a lot. So if I can't use Houndoom to accelerate those energies, I'm in a little bit of a pickle. We do have Ultra Ball, Quick Ball, Evolution Incense, quite a bit of Pokemon search. We have a couple of Switch cards and an Air Balloon, Research and Marnie. We do have Boss's Orders just in case we are playing something like a Mew, or maybe we can't find an Umbreon, we discarded them and knocked out some situation, we can still play Boss's Orders. And I think the card that is probably used the least in this is Piers. Now, when I say use the least, I mean, I feel like a lot of people don't use Piers, even though it is a very, very good card. Search your deck for a dark type Pokemon and any energy you want, which means I can search my deck for a single strike energy or a capture energy. I can search for a Crobat, I can search for a Houndoom, Umbreon, whatever it is I need to draw cards or accelerate energies. So really all I need to attack with an Urshifu or an Umbreon is just an energy and a Houndour, and then I can play Piers to get my Houndoom and another energy, accelerate that energy on turn 2, attach turn 2, and now I'm attacking. So it definitely makes things easier. We have Lumineon to help find supporters like Piers or Research or Boss, whatever it is we need. Bench space does get a little tight, but overall, like I said, on paper, this deck should be doing really well in the format. I think it's fairly underrepresented at the moment, just because of its consistency problems. When you have things like Arceus that makes, you know, that Starburst ability is super, super good. Shady Dealings is still in the format, and that's a really good tutor or you know, way to find specific trainers that you need that turn. I mean, people don't want to play a deck that can brick, and so we're going to give it a little bit of love, a little bit of attention today. Let's hop over. We're in PTCGO, so we can't hop it over. But why don't we go and play a few games? Going into game number 1, and I think one of the interesting things about Single Strike is that there's a lot of different variants that you can play of Single Strike. You can go heavier on the Urshifu versus Umbreon. You can go heavier on the Umbreon. You could do a 3-2 split of both, which is what I'm currently doing. You can go heavier. See, this is like okay, right? I can get the Houndour, then I can tower away an Urn, and then I have a Research. We're going to be going second. This is instantly awful. This is really bad. And that's kind of the problem. You run into decks like Mew that can... I can't take advantage of going second like a deck like Mew can. Mew can turn 2, even or turn 1 if they're going second, hit Meloetta 210, you know, plus, easy, right? With just an energy and then an Elisa Sparkle. So all they have to do is find an Elisa Sparkle, and now if they were going second, Meloetta is going to hit for quite a bit of damage. Even this Mew here, if they did have a Meloetta, is going to hit for, if they had an Elisa Sparkle rather, is going to hit for 140 because of weakness. And Choice Belt, now it's going to hit 200, and then I couldn't even accelerate any energies going forward. So, I think we're going to tower away this Urshifu. We get a Houndour. We can't attack. There's no way we can attack. So I think we Marnie. I don't really care if I give them... This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Alright. I need a draw for next turn. Our Umbreon's gonna get knocked out. But it's literally the best I can do right now. You know, this is what I'm talking. Like, what are the? I'll bet they hit cram heads. They don't. My goodness! Wow, what a surprise for me. They have the Fusion Strike energy anyway, so they're going to knock us out no matter what. And I don't think there's a thing I can do about it. So the Mew matchup is really difficult because if you do start Urshifu, and then like I said during the deck profile, you don't want to draw into energies. And I drew into 3 of my 4 single strike energies, which means I may have 1 in the deck. I don't even know. But if you really need to go first in the Mew matchup, I just have the Marnie. Again, there's I get an Umbreon, okay. I get the Houndoom. So I think, for me personally, the version of Single Strike that I like better, at least in this current format, is actually a little bit heavier towards... it's a little bit heavier towards Umbreon, and it has double turbo energies. So we'll go ahead, we'll force them to not be able to retreat again. So they can't attack. They used Techno Blast. So unless they have an escape rope or a switch, they're not going to be able to retreat this turn. They're already evolved. So hopefully they can't attack this turn. That buys me a turn to research. I would not want to use Single Strike Roar before I research. Or I could always Piers if I really wanted. I can quick Ultra Ball away to get a Lumineon, get a Piers, and then find an energy and guarantee I have it versus trying to draw into one. I technically only need any energy, but I already have 3 in the discard, 4 in play. So, and I wrote 9. So 5 energy somewhere. Of course they find a switch. Of course they do. It's just like, half the time it's not even worth playing against Mew. Because they just get it. They just get it. Even if I knock this out, they're going to go back Techno Blast next turn. And win, basically. They can just boss up my Urshifu if they really want, or my Crobat. I mean, it's ridiculous. Let's try this again. This would have been okay if I was able to like ever set up an attacker. I don't remember. Did they use Melodious Echo? What did they use? They use Techno Blast. Okay. So they can't retreat again. I think they're only down 1 switch. Usually they run 2 switches. Maybe a switch and as escape rope, air balloons. Man. This is what I'm talking about. I actually think that was a fairly winnable game if we had a decent start, but you're never, especially with single strike, you are just not guaranteed a good start. And unlike decks like Mew or anything with Arceus, you can make a better start for yourself. See, this isn't bad. This is okay. Especially if I can get like a quick ball, or I can draw into like an Urshifu or an Umbreon this turn, capture straight to it. That would not be bad. Playing against, my guess is going to be Entei Ludicolo. That's my guess. It could be a Charizard deck. Attaching the capture, so they might go another Mencino here, or maybe they go like Entei or something. There's the Entei, okay. Choice Belt onto the Entei. So in this matchup, I do want Urshifu, and that's a very nice top deck. And we'll go ahead and I don't want to research. See, this is the thing, like, I would want to research, but I can't lose 2 urns at the beginning of the game, my very first turn. I would be okay losing the Evolution Incense. Not okay losing the 2 urns. I have 4. I can't lose half of them before I ever attack, and that's the thing. Like, the second you start losing your resources in single strike, or you draw too many of the wrong things at the wrong time, you're just in so much trouble. This isn't bad. We're actually, so it is Charizard. Okay, we got a lot going on. Moltres, Cincino, Entei, Charizard. Powering up both Charizard and Entei will be a little difficult. So my goal is to attack the one they start to power up, make it a little harder. They do have Magma Basin. Entei has 230 health, Charizard has 220. So unless I draw into another Houndoom, or I can always Evolution Incense, and then I could Ultra Ball away the Marnie and my top deck, or the energy in my top deck to get another Houndoom. So we'll have to see what happens here. They're going to Crobat for 5. So there we go. There's my 3 knockouts. This having 230 health isn't that big of a deal, because the second they Magma Basin to it, it's now in KO range for single strike Urshifu. And now they can't Magma Basin to it because it's in the active spot. So Magma Basin only works to a benched Pokemon. So they went ahead and fleet-footed. We'll see. It looks like they're having some trouble with energy. I mean, if they whiff energy this turn, I will be in a fairly decent spot. They'll throw down the other Choice Belt, and they do. That was pretty nice. So I can go ahead, and I don't want to see my single strike energies, so I am going to roar to my Urshifu. I'm going to do it twice, because I know I can attack. Ideally, if I can find a Choice Belt. The question is, do I attach? I think I do, just to kind of guarantee it, even though I don't necessarily have to. And if I draw into an Air Balloon, I'm going to be upset, but I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did do that. Let's get rid of the Umbreon VMAX. We have Boss in our hand for next turn. We'll get a Crobat. We'll draw a few more cards too here, just to start making some stuff happen. We get another Houndoom. Let's go ahead and switch. That's not bad. And we'll hit for 220. So that's fine. It's going to be pretty hard. Entei has a high retreat cost of 3. So they can't Air Balloon and attack this next turn. Because even if they do it, I mean, they can't Air Balloon because Choice Belt's on. So they have to have the switch. They can switch into the Minccino with the Air Balloon. That's definitely a possibility. But they are going to the Charizard. So, ideally, they could now Magma Basin onto the Charizard. It'll have 200 health left unless they VStar. Then I'll have 260. Is it worth the Magma Basin to the Moltres? That only has 70 health left? Oh, 100 health left. Okay. I'm surprised they didn't go to the Charizard. They do have the switch, so hit for 90 damage. Ooh. Oh man, do I... They could Magma Basin, if I knock this out next turn, bring out the Minccino, Magma Basin, attach Raihan. They could pull it off. We'll get rid of the Umbreon. We'll get another... Let's see what we have in the deck still. We have 1 Single Strike Energy, 2 Capture Energies, and 2 Urns. Do I bring up this Charizard and knock it out? Entei will be able to KO me if I do that. I think I have to, unfortunately. I should probably Single Strike Roar first, so I don't forget to do it. I'll just Gmax 1 blow. We'll take it out. I really don't want them like star blazing. So I'll take 2 prizes. Quick Ball is pretty good. Research is okay. I was kind of hoping to find an Urn, because then if I can Urn, I can almost guarantee an attack. But we will have to Quick Ball away something to get a Pokemon out of the deck to try to thin it out a little. Find ourselves an Urn and try to attack, even with the beat down onto like a Crobat or something. But yeah, we'll see. They seem to have been struggling with energy. They can go ahead and hit with 90. Inferno Wings won't KO. They can't Magma Basin because they don't have any fire energies in the discard at the moment, but that could change right now. It doesn't though. Still a chance. I mean, if they research, they're not attacking. I shouldn't say that, but okay. So they can attack with Entei if they Magma Basin. Actually, they can't Magma Basin to the Entei because it'll get KO'd. So that Entei's kind of stuck. And because they have a Choice Belt on it, they can't put a Capture Energy on it. A Cape of Toughness. So they can attach Raihan to it, but it won't be enough to Star Blaze. Although 230 would be enough to KO me. So that's not great. Man, I really hope they don't have that. Was that the right move? I feel like no matter what, my Urshifu was getting knocked out. So I guess the question is, do I give them... Did I give them a free prize when I shouldn't have? The answer is probably, because then I could have started setting up my other Urshifu instead of Gmax 1 blowing. But they're going to go into the Moltres. Okay. So they don't have the energy, they don't have the VStar. I guess it doesn't matter. We'll Ultra Ball because we're gonna research anyway. We can get any Pokemon. We'll get an Umbreon. We have a bunch. We don't really need them. Come on, man. Like, again, this is the thing I'm talking about. There's 2 urns in the deck. I don't find a tower. I don't find an urn. There's just nothing I can do. So I give them a totally free turn. And you are really seeing Single Strike's weaknesses. You either start a game with all the stuff you don't want, or during the course of the game when you really need something, it's nowhere to be found. And it's so frustrating because I have everything I could possibly want minus the energy. So they're absolutely going to attack this turn. Or take prizes, I guess. I only have 90 health left, so if they're smart, they'll attack with the Moltres and just continue to power up their Charizard. So, yeah, I just give them 3 free prizes because I can't do a thing. I can't believe that. That's so frustrating. And now I can't evolve into my other VMAX because if I do, they just Starblaze it and KO. So I'm going to try this again. See if we can find our urns. We do. Okay. Get rid of that. Let's go ahead and urn. Can't use the tower right now. I only have the 1 more energy, so I can't even start setting this up. So next turn, and I can't boss like anything. So, man, please be an urn. Okay, I still think they win. I still think they win, even if I didn't give them the Urshifu, like the VMAX, because they'll knock this out, go down to 1 prize. This hits for 230. That's gonna knock me out no matter what. So, and I can't counter KO it. So yeah, I don't think there's anything I could have. Maybe I should have saved the VMAX. Maybe my plan was wrong. Maybe I should have. I don't know. I don't know. I'll be able to attack. It won't be enough. And because I have 3 prizes left, there's really nothing I can do. It's not like I can go for the, right, because this will hit for 180, 200, 220, 240. That'll put them at 260. I kind of have to find a Choice Belt. Which do I even have in the deck? I do. It has an extra 20 HP because of that fire energy, though. So So we'll see what we can make happen. I don't think we're winning this. We'll Urn, get that in there. We'll Magma Basin so they can't. We'll bump it. Yeah, it's just not enough. We're 10 damage shy because of that heat energy. If we had... Yeah. That's... Ah, man. Nothing we can do. I don't think we could have done that really any differently. That heat energy is what saved us. Or saved them, rather. So there you go. It's a little disheartening. I'm actually a little upset that this deck just isn't performing the way you want it to, because you're required to have these cards in a very specific order. You have to start your Houndours and Houndooms with very little energy in the hand, and then find your Urns, and then find your switches when you need. Like, there's not enough search power in single strike, because you have to run 4 Urns, and you have to run a 4/4 line of Houndoom, and you have to run your 4 researches, and you're so limited to the number of cards that you can play in it, and you have to run your Umbreons because you need a dark type and you want that extra boss power. So it's just the number of cards that you can add in. Like, maybe you can go battle VIP Pass instead of Ultra Ball, but I mean, after turn 1, it's useless. I mean, yeah, sure, you can discard them with Quick Ball, and you can discard them if you research whatever, but it hurts so bad to like tower and then draw a battle VIP Pass later in the game. It's just, it's just so, it's like right there. It's just, man, it's. I know I'm stuttering a lot around my words, and I'm stammering because I'm trying to figure out the feeling that I have, and it's just crushing for this deck to just wither away, because it just can't keep up with other decks, just because of you draw your Urns at the beginning of the game, or you can't find your Urns, and now you lose because do you have any idea how many games I've lost because I whiffed an Urn, or I whiffed an energy just at the wrong turn? It's far, far too many. But yeah, that's single strike. It's big risk, big reward. When it works well, nothing's stopping it. And if it doesn't work well, you're getting stopped by everything. That's going to do it for us today. I hope you enjoyed. Found it informative. If you did, subscribe, like, comment, check out Dragon Shield. Maybe become a member, I guess. And I will see you next time.